Okay. We'll welcome everybody again tonight to another parent meeting. And tonight we're going to go over a few things about social media mainly, and then we're going to do some things to help you with your Christmas shopping as well. So should be a fun-filled night. The boys, again, that are here to help us out. First of all, I'm Mary Trent, Tech Integration Specialist.
Nancy Peterman, I'm a technology teacher and hardware assistant.
Boys.
Michael Lutz, senior tech intern.
Seth Ganlon, junior, another student.
So these guys have helped us out tremendously. They have a wealth of knowledge, and we're trying to use and abuse all their knowledge as much as we possibly can before they leave us to bigger and better things. So they're going to do most of the presenting tonight. They're going to kind of let you know all the ins and outs of these social media tools, and then we're kind of going to talk to you about which ones you'd like for us to tackle tonight. I don't think we'll have time for all of them, but all of them are in the presentation. And I did send out a presentation this afternoon, but if I missed anybody, just let me know as we're kind of roaming around and getting to work, and then I'll send it to you. The video, the screencast, and the presentation will all put on the Kemper website again for anyone that couldn't make it, or if you want to go back and review. So we'll have all that information for you there too. I don't think we'll do another one in January because it's cold. We're cold already in November, so we'll kind of see what February brings and see if we can't do another one then too. And I think more issues and more things that you want to learn about will come up then too. Your feedback is tremendously needed and appreciated. So let us know where you want this to go. You know, if you want to learn more about specific topics or go into certain detail, just please let us know that, and we will set these up according to your feedback. That's kind of what we did tonight. We got feedback from the last one. Social media was a big one that parents wanted to learn more about. What's Twitter all about? I don't get it. I don't know what a tweet is. What's a hashtag? You know, so that stuff we're going to learn tonight from the bottom up. So we'll start there and stuff. So the social media that we talked about, that we'd like to cover tonight, that are the big ones, are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Vine. So of those, how many of you have a Facebook account? Raise your hand. Okay. How many have a Twitter account? Okay. How about Snapchatters? Okay. And Instagram and Vine. Okay, good. So there's some room here that we can work with. So, and then some of you that have like Facebook or Twitter or any of those others, and you're sitting by someone that needs help, please help each other out, answer each other's questions, that kind of thing too. We're around to help you as well too. So where would you like to start? Should we start at some Facebook stuff, or do we want to go right into Twitter? Those are kind of the two big main ones. You tell me what you'd feel like to do. Those of you that don't have a Facebook account, would you like us to tackle that first? Yeah? Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and do that. You boys want to come on up and talk about Facebook? While these guys are going through these things, if you want to get on to the internet, so if you click like the Chrome browser at the bottom, and let's go ahead and just go to facebook.com.
Who'd you click?
Who's that?
Oh, okay. Should we start off by having people who don't have an account create an account? Okay. Oh, well, that's okay. Okay, by show of hands, who doesn't have a Facebook account, and we'll walk you through that just quick, and everyone else get logged into theirs.
All right. So that is if they want to create a Facebook account.
Do you want to create?
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
It's a good way to monitor kids.
Yeah. So it's up to you if you'd like to. That's up to you. I mean,
It's a matter of choice.
Going to, I think that was last year.
So what's the thought or the fear? Don't want to be
Fearful, that's one more thing I have to check, one more thing to look at, one more thing I have to do.
Yeah. Because you have email and accounts now.
There we go.
You don't have to. This is just for your information. If you don't have to, you don't have to. We'll show you what stuff's like once you get it.
I have an account I use maybe once a month. There's certain things that require it. So I do have a Facebook account, kind of. So I get a notification sent to my email, which I do check, and then I'll check Facebook only on those occasions. So if you don't want to use it, I don't. It's been useful.
So you can live without Facebook. Facebook.
Yes.
Kids,
Yeah.
kids, I think that teenagers, their Facebook is not really where they go. That's not what
It's on the.
Our parents started using it.
Well,
parents are using it, so they don't want to use it.
Well, I feel like I miss a lot of things because I'm not on it.
for example.
You know, friends will have parties and they'll do their invites and
I've never seen.
Yeah.
I probably have, I mean, other than my kids, that's about all I've read.
But like you said, it's not that I want to sit and just.
Yeah, that's the city.
No,
I just want to be able to, I guess, just check it out.
And people do. I mean, you don't have to check it every night at all. I know, like for like my family, I have a lot of. I'm the youngest of 7, and so everybody else is like a green thumb. I have a gray thumb for electronics. So none of them had a Google account. None of them had a Facebook account. But this past year, we lost my mom, and so we had to get a group so we could all communicate. Facebook was perfect. We created a private group. They all got an account, and we were able to communicate that way, give each other information. So that was really powerful, and we still continue to use that. Got connected with some cousins I haven't seen since I was probably 8.
I mean, it doesn't hurt anything.
That kind of thing. Do I get requests from people? I'm like, who is this? Yes. I mean, and if they do, then I don't friend request them. I mean, some people were out back in the day to see how many friends they could get, you know, and I think that's kind of gone to the wayside a bit.
Put in their
Yeah.
email.
There's so much garbage, like just recipes and, you know, things I don't want on my page. So I need to eliminate that stuff too, where I just get what I want to get.
Well, it
Unlike
depends.
pages.
Yeah.
So what do you like it, you'll start showing up on yours. So what you have to start doing is going through
Yeah.
until the settings tab on the right.
I
hand
should
side.
just like-
You'll all get to
I
show
don't
you.
have
And just say
Like,
like.
I'm going
How's that?
It's
Oh,
I decided that
What do you use? Me? I really
Well,
use
yeah,
Facebook.
it's all
Instagram,
kind
yeah,
Really?
Instagram's more,
I'd say
I
Twitter's
do
top right now.
Instagram.
Follow
I really do.
Instagram.
Like,
okay.
Then
Snapchat.
Snapchat's more like.
I have to.
real,
Yeah.
And Vine is just a way to waste time.
I'm kind of
Don't use mine.
that's why I have an account, but I just got.
Facebook.
I mean, I had it, but
Well, there's ways around it.
So what do you use? I'm not a fan of social media, period. So I do not use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vine. I use Snapchat occasionally, but that's because I have friends like, get on it. Fine.
Now they make you have to get a separate app to like talk to people through Facebook. Facebook.
Right.
messaging.
Messaging is a separate app now. Yep.
Do not get the Facebook app.
It's actually
It's
faster.
essentially it's
It's
a
so
loading
slow.
screen. That's all you get is a loading screen. It takes like 10 minutes. Well, at least for my iPod. I have,
Facebook app.
I have a 3rd gen iPod, so that might
I
be
do
the
everything
problem.
on my
Yeah, you
But
have a grandpa.
Facebook. I can get on my iPad.
it's worked well for years.
So
So you just use email and whatever.
You know, all you're doing is.
I didn't
looking for, you know,
I-
you
I
can do
accidentally
tons of
did.
stuff on here, but I
You
don't-
just call each other, right?
text.
I use email personally. It works real well for me.
Now my husband's-
I have 5 different ones, and I give certain places certain ones, so I know what I'm looking at when I go to that email. And then Windows 8 does a great job with its mail, because I can have all 5 right there, and I can just click through them quick. Anyway,
So would you say that's why maybe you like Instagram better? Because why?
why Instagram
Like
and
it
Twitter?
better, or don't you like it?
I don't use social media, but I'm kind of the exception.
Okay.
I think the reason Twitter and Instagram work so well is it's very quick, easy, and dare I say it, superficial. There's not a whole lot of thought going on, so it makes it easy for everyone who has to think.
Okay.
So
Okay.
It works well.
Unless they're friended, and then it may, you know, just post someone else, you may get something on.
Okay. We gotta move on. Account settings, when you get to. Okay, is everyone ready? That's probably what I should ask.
We're getting,
Okay, there we go. Well, I'm just gonna go through the terms and stuff and just some definitions. We'll go through those slides of what it is.
Where's the mouse?
That does, I think.
Oh.
Okay.
or new thing.
So once you get into your account, in the top right, you'll have account settings. One of the main things you can do here is set who can see what you post. So you're posting pictures and stuff. You can say anyone on Facebook who can find my name can see it, just my friends, or friends and friends of friends. It's really your preference. What do you? Okay. A friend, honestly, I feel like they should change the name to people you've made eye contact with. Anyway, that's just people who you can see and share posts with. It's kind of a way of networking. I haven't really used groups in Facebook. You guys?
We have a wrestling group for like sports.
Okay, that's.
Spit things around in there.
They're just pages for certain
And
activities.
you still get all your other stuff, but
Like, as I was saying before too, we created a group for my family. I also have one with just my nieces and stuff too, but basically it's a private group. I have some with my high school girlfriends too, because it's really hard for us to kind of keep in touch. And so basically it's a private group in Facebook. So whatever you post, it's not anything no one else sees except those people in your group. And so it's just a separate sort of group. So I have like my general home feed that has, you know, my friends, whatever they are posting, and if I post, goes there too. But then the group is private, and so I can put that as just off the side. Like for instance, Priscilla Swap, have you heard about that on Facebook? That's a group as well. But that's a little bit bigger.
so do you make your group where only like you have to say, yes, Chris Allen can be a part of my group?
Yeah, when you create the group,
You have to
You-
invite.
you have to
They
invite
don't
people.
ask to join.
Okay,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you can set it to everyone, just friends or specific people.
okay, okay.
Like most of my swim team did this for a while, and if we wanted to organize something, they just post there. People would comment. We'd be like, okay, this many people. It'll tell you how many people have seen the post, and then you can kind of adjust accordingly.
The rec center.
So how do you access that group? Do you just type in my cousins or my whatever you?
on this, once you get logged in, it's your stuff's listed on the side, your groups will be, so you just click on it over there.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
okay.
just listed there.
Okay.
Okay, a like is like, I don't like the definition. It's kind of the currency of Facebook. People post things, and that is their goal, is to beat out the next person in likes. So it's the currency of Facebook. A profile. What? They've really? I've not been on in a while. Profile. Your profile is a collection of photos, stories, experience that tell your story. It's just if someone picks your name, they go to your profile and they'll see what you posted recently, what's been connected to you. It's kind of how people can kind of get to know you. What I've seen a lot of kids my age do is they'll meet someone briefly and they'll get their first and last name. They'll go on Facebook, find their page, and they'll figure out like where you're from, first and last name, phone number maybe. It's kind of creepy, but impressive. What?
You might also use that to track someone like when we got through our high school gathering, you know, for reunion, and somebody's name was up there, but you weren't sure that's who it really was. You could go to their profile and find out, verify that that's, you're talking to the right person.
Because we went on a trip to Nashville, met a kid for about a day. All he gave us was his first name. One of my friends was able to find them on Facebook and give me like their life story. It's really creepy, but I was impressed. Anyway, searching is the way to find profiles, names, pages, or anything else on Facebook similar to its name. I mean, searching. Tagging. Tagging is what you do with pictures. You have a picture, and Facebook now has a face recognition thing where it'll put a box around each name, and then you're allowed to type in a name. And if that person has Facebook, it'll link that picture to your account. So then they know you're in that picture now. So if I have a picture of a friend and myself, I can tag myself, and if the friend sees that picture, they can tag their name on their face, and it'll also be linked to their page, and people can tell who's in the picture. Timeline, it's kind of Facebook's way of organizing your profile. It's chronologically ordered, newest stuff at the top, oldest stuff at the bottom, and has your life events. They'll put some of the more important things like got married, had a child. They'll get big boxes, and they kind of tell your life story. how kids use it. From what I've seen, heard, pictures to upload, just a place to show them off. Instagram's very good for that too. To talk to people that you can't talk to normally, has a nice messaging system, normally for people who live way far away. Social gaming, I'm pretty sure you guys have all gotten those requests if you have Facebook, like, come join and insert game here. You get lots of those. It's getting very ad ridden because it's starting to decline in popularity. They use ads to keep their income up. It's also good for ranting. If you want to find people who are angry at the world, they tend to post here. So if you do want to create an account and you haven't already done so, we have a link on the PowerPoint that we shared to you. You do have to be 13 years or older. Granted, it's not too hard to put the date where you don't need to. So if your kid's under 13, that's probably what they did. I did talk about this briefly. You can go into your privacy settings and in general, if your kids do have Facebook, tell them to put a profile picture with more than one person so they can't be singled out easily. Also, make sure that their settings only show stuff to friends. So they have to be okayed by the user before they can see and view information on you. And you don't actually have to fill out 90% of the information. They only really need, I think, your first and last name and your email to make the account. You don't have to put your date of birth, your phone number, and a lot of other stuff. So you're almost better off doing that. Creating a post, I mean, pretty straightforward. You just click in what's on your mind, type, add photo if you want to add a photo. If not, hit enter.
If
Twitter.
you type someone's name in a post, they'll come up with a little box of names like related to it. Like if you put in KR, it'll come up with Karen or something like that that has KAR in it. And you click on their name, it will tag them in it too and let them know that you posted it. I didn't do it. Oh.
So he's saying that's next. Any other questions you have on Facebook or things you're wondering about concerning Facebook?
Facebook, I think, too, is probably, of all of the social media, it's probably the less, or I would say it's probably almost the most safe for kids, just because a lot of parents are on Facebook and are monitoring what kids are doing. It's a little bit easier to understand how Facebook works. Some of these other ones we're going to talk about is a little obscure, what they're all about and that kind of thing. So as I mentioned, you know, it used to be MySpace. Did anybody have a MySpace account years ago? See, I had a MySpace account. Now that's like not even something in our vocabulary anymore. So I think Facebook is probably heading that direction as well too, and has started to do so. Like you said too, the ads are all over the crazy because other social media tools are sort of outweighing what Facebook can do.
And it is a lot safer. I saw someone ranting about someone else, and I saw 3 or 4 comments underneath it defending that person. Generally, since anyone can see anything, you'll have friends of that person kind of intervene and be like, no, that's not the way it is. So bullying's pretty much non-existent because you have too many people.
Or if there is things going on like that, it is very easy to block that person. I know particularly with my Facebook, I have people I'm friends with who I know but don't particularly keep a close relationship with. Well, they post quite frequently and about things I don't really have interest in. So I'm able to take them off of my feed where all of the information that people post and do goes. I was able to take them out of it so I don't see what they're doing anymore. But I still am able to go in and check up on them if I really wanted to.
And it's nice too, because it doesn't send them a message like, hey, we just unfriended you. Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. I know, I have a niece that kind of used some colorful language in some of her posts, and so I blocked hers too from my feed, but she doesn't know that. Yeah, it's just one of those things too, where a lot of the younger generation don't quite get that when you put that stuff out there, and people see that, read it about you, they get an impression of who you are, and they may not be accurate, but it's your language you're using, it's the pictures you're posting, and those kinds of things. And I mean, we're telling high school kids and younger too that what's on your social media can affect you when it comes to jobs or even college applications anymore. And it's getting more and more prevalent. And they're just not quite, it's not sinking in. And so we really need parents to help us out with that too and get that message across that. It's like they're called their digital footprint. So what they put out there, you know, is it something that, you know, my husband always puts coins and phrase of, you don't want grandma to see it, then don't put it online. So,
The other thing they don't realize is once it's out there forever.
yeah.
They can hide it or delete it, but there's already been 5 or 6 or 7 or 12 servers that have copies of it that make copies of copies. And it's out there forever.
Can you just Google a name and see what comes up?
That
Have you
was-
ever Googled your name before, your own name? Okay, sometime, or even your children's names?
See, it'll show up
Yeah.
about them.
And Facebook was notorious for privacy. In the past few years, I think they've gone away from it, but in the past few years, Facebook would update it, well, then it would reset all of your privacy settings. And they're notorious for, you'd maybe make everything strict where no one could get in, but they'd update it and then anyone could get in and look at your profile if they wanted. So it's just something to check up on occasionally and see that, make sure that all of your settings are where you want them to be. But yeah, so a lot of times if you Google your name, it may pop up with your profile picture, but you, if you have your settings set, you usually can't get any further than that than just seeing the profile picture of the person.
On the facial recognition, it's pretty good. My wife posted a picture of her mom last week when she was 19 or 20 years old. Only problem was it popped into a picture of Amy's niece. And linked her name to all of them. And they're very, I mean, it's just the facial recognition is that tight that it pulled her name right up on it.
And Facebook with jobs, I know that's something employers are getting big into now, is as soon as you apply, they instantly go to Facebook and search your name to see if you see who you are as a person. And so if you're posting pictures of you out partying on weekends or doing things that are illegal or not showing good character, employees a lot of times can go in and see these and get a good judgment call on what type of person you are, instead of just having an interview and you trying to put on your best show. They can see behind what you're actually doing. And so people need to be, that's one thing to really be careful of is, yeah, once it's on there forever. And I know people who go back years and don't like pictures of them in like 8th grade and delete all of them, but it's just remembering that anything you post on there, it can have consequences.
A friend of my husband lost his job because he got on Facebook and started complaining about his workplace and says derogatory things, and the next thing you know, he didn't have a job anymore. So that's something that's very real too. When you guys are talking about the rants that go on and stuff, you have to be careful with what you're saying, because again, you're not just saying it to your computer. You have a large audience, and you just never know where that's going to end up.
Where do you change your settings at in Facebook, or don't you have a profile developed and stuff?
There's a little gear in the top right-hand corner that says settings. You got it there, is it here?
Yeah.
It's a key.
Oh,
Lock.
okay.
You should be able to click that. I'll come up with privacy.
Any other questions on Twitter or on Facebook? Go ahead to Twitter.
Where is the setting for to block, but yet not unfriend?
It's the lock there. You
Right
should
here?
you should click that. Privacy. Who can? It'll be in there. if you
I
just
think-
wanna play around with it.
I thought
Privacy.
that you had to go to the person. Seth, you have to go to the person, and then in there you can say, like, go to
Oh, yeah, if you
their
go to a
page.
specific person.
Yeah, you
there's
go to their
also-
page and say, I want to see your stuff.
Who can
But
see
you
your
you don't know that I just did that.
They won't, you can make
Yeah, we
it
had it.
under here, so if anybody searches your name, the only thing they can see about you is your profile picture and your name.
Yeah.
And that's nice, because then if somebody actually knows you, they probably know what you look like already too, so they'll see, hey, I know this person, I'll send them a request. And before they can see anything about you, you have to accept it.
Does that notify you if the
It notifies you. There's a little earth, if you're looking on it, and you click that, it'll have, she's got a 1 next to her, which means she has 1 notification. It'll know, also if someone's
Actually,
birthday.
friend request is the people.
Yeah, the 2 people, it's friend requests, messages is the little chat bubble, notifications are the earth. And if it's somebody's birthday, it texts me. text
There you
me
go.
out every day because it's somebody's birthday.
The question might be for you guys, as students, if they block or unfriend you, is that accepted policy? I mean, students take that as an insult when other friends
Some people
unfriend
notice it. Like I've seen people like block someone else, and then that person that got blocked will like, yeah, just block you. They'll act all sarcastic about it. So like,
Alright, but, here, I'm on my Facebook here. I don't know if you can see that. Can you guys see that?
well, we have to see Mr. Ward.
That's good.
So.
Alright, so let's see if I can find Facebook settings here. But, so on the left here,
Yeah.
if you scroll down, now where are the settings at? It moves stuff all the time. Alright. I don't even know. Oh, privacy shortcuts. Okay, so this is where Michael was. And so here is the box saying who can see my future posts. And so you can change that between public, anyone can, friends, or you can go even further and change it to only me, or custom. So people who, you can select a few people. And so yeah, you can lock it down pretty far there. And then going through who can contact me. So through like Facebook message, I have it set to strict. This is anyone versus your immediate friends. And who can send me a friend request. So anyone, or if the person's a friend of a friend I know. So a relative who may be a friend of my mom or something, they can send me a friend request. If not, they aren't able to. And so you can lock this down pretty strict if you really wanted to. And then stop someone from bothering me. There you can put someone and you can block that person if you don't want to have anything to do with them at all. Otherwise, let me choose someone here.
And if you do have children that, really, really want Facebook, for instance, and they're not quite 13, I would definitely close this way down for them. That way you can have just family members, maybe a few neighbors, that type of thing. And then make sure you're a friend of theirs so you can monitor what they're doing too.
And so on a person's page, you can sit here and click get notifications. And so that will give you notifications about it, or you can set them as close friends, acquaintances. You can unfollow them if you wanted, message them, poke them, and see other things about it. But yeah, you are able to choose who you are close friends with, and then keep those who maybe you want to keep in contact with but don't want to be bothered by, and able to kind of keep them out. So it's just all having to kind of dig through settings in Facebook, and Facebook keeps changing their settings all the time, and stuff moves around. Facebook on your phone has the settings buried in different places than on the internet here, but it's just having to look through and find your settings. And it's a good idea to occasionally check them to make sure that none of them have changed, and that you're only people you want to see what you're doing can see what you're doing. And it's just always good to do check up on it, just in case you change your mind about what you're wanting to post. And so I know people use this for like family gatherings. It's a good way to get a hold of people. Or I think high school reunions are using Facebook, because if you're a friend with a person, phone numbers change, emails change, addresses, they move somewhere else. It's a way to get a hold of a person, but you're able to not be bothered by them if you choose to change the settings in that way.
Okay. Other questions on Facebook? Okay, let's hop to Twitter then.
Do you have to restart the thing?
I don't think so.
Over time?
No, it's 40 minutes. So I guess you're right. I should probably. This guy, just bring him down low. Okay. After you, sir.
Yeah, Twitter. Is this the first page?
No,
Yeah.
very nice.
Twitter. If I had to make a comparison for Twitter real quick, it's if you put a bunch of people in a room and recorded everything they're saying. You're limited to a 140 character tweet. We'll cover that later. And that's about all the more you can use. You can put up pictures along with those. One of the main things used in Twitter is an @ sign. It's used to refer to a person or organization. So at Kemper Catholic Schools or at whatever username you created. It's a way of referencing you in a tweet. So if my name was Michael, they'd be like, I hung out with @Michael today. Real brief, simple. Bio. I do not use Twitter, but I imagine this is the thing in your name.
It's on your homepage.
Okay.
When you first pull it up, like mine, I use mine just strictly for professional use. I don't use Twitter for personal stuff. But it's just my bio of my job and my experience, and I use it for STEM stuff and teaching stuff. So it has my bio so that when I go to STEM meetings or things like that, they know that, oh, okay, well, she's done these things. I'm going to follow her and vice versa. So it just kind of describes who you are.
Direct message is basically chatting where only you and the person you're talking to can see what you're saying. Once again, you have the... It's clicking through it.
I thought it was volume.
Okay. Once again, they have a character restraint, keeping messages short, but you're still allowed to add hashtags, which we'll cover in a moment, links, photos, and videos. Following a person is a way of subscribing to their page, so anything they post or retweet will show up on your feed, and that's kind of like your homepage on Facebook. You'll see everything that you've subscribed to chronologically. You can do the same thing as you do on Facebook and block certain accounts so you do not see their feed. A hashtag. A hashtag is an octothorpe. Is that the technical name?
Yes.
Anyway, it's the number sign.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Anyway, it's the number sign, and it's used to refer to what do you call a topic, idea,
Be a group.
a group too. It's just about anything. It's just a way of organizing tweets into a thing. So
Generalizing into a message. So
yeah, TGIF, hashtag TGIF. Okay, someone's having a great Friday. They'll put hashtag TGIF at the end of it. Is that a bad example?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Even like when we went to iTech, I took the boys to a technology conference in Des Moines, iTech this year, and you know they had a hashtag, and so anyone that wanted to comment about what's going on during the conference, we could do that. So we were posting things there. I think we got a picture of the three of us that I posted to. 4 of us, I can't count. 4 of us at the keynote. So we posted that, and then, for instance, Dan Ryan, superintendent of Sioux City Diocese Schools, he retweeted that. I think you did too, Lynette, maybe, right? Lynette retweets a lot of stuff I do too. So it's just, again, a way to kind of promote what we're doing. And that's basically what Twitter is if you're promoting something or yourself or an organization or something like that.
So you can search for hashtags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's pages for each one. Like you can select a certain hashtag and see everything that was said
Okay.
with that hashtag.
Okay.
So it's also a way of organizing tweets.
And you have to be specific. I mean, it
Yeah.
has to be the exact lettering of the hashtag, or you won't. Yeah, or you won't be in the right one. It happens.
Okay, retweet. That's where you see another tweet that you like, and you'll repost it onto your page. And so anyone who's subscribed to you will also see that tweet. A tweet is the act of sending a tweet. Tweets get shown in Twitter timelines. It's basically a post. Anyone who follows you or subscribes to you will see what you said, and whether it be a video, photo, or a set of text. Once again, you are limited to 160 characters. How we use it. I feel like a great example would be just to say what the 3 of us use it for. I use it not at all. I did for a while because it was the only way to know if weights was happening that morning and if there was any changes to soccer practice, but that was about it. What do you guys use it for?
Yeah, I've had it for like 3 years, and I've probably made the total of like 3 to 5 posts. But Twitter is a way to get a quick message across, and that's kind of the main point of it. How do you use that?
I just used it for sports. Like during the summer, we had a football camp, and it got canceled a couple times. I don't know What's that weird? Actually, I didn't end up checking what we did.
But
So the Kemper coaches use it a lot, just to get messages out to guys. And also, we do have a Kemper account too, that our marketing department is also updating quite often about things that are going on in school and stuff, which is really nice.
there's Kemper soccer, Kemper basketball.
Professionally, it's kind of nice too, if you come across, I know, well, that tweets me several times, technology tools that I can use in the classroom or different things. It might be a link to a website that provides information, things like that. So I don't have to have this big, long email or anything, it's just a short, brief, click here type of situation.
I've definitely made connections, networking with folks in the tech integration world through Twitter, that's for sure, and through the STEM stuff that I do too. So that's another thing too. It sort of helps you to network and find the professionals and things like that in your specific areas that you're interested in.
So in a tweet, then I would, if I wanted to get something to you, I would tag you in that tweet, like say,
At
hey, at Mrs. Peterman, check out hashtag
Whatever.
Yeah.
tech devices. And then you go there. Okay.
It would take you to any tweet somebody's put out that also had hashtag tech devices.
Okay.
But tweets, general tweets or posts are open to public. So that is anyone can subscribe to or follow you and then see all of your previous tweets and future tweets. And so this is not really meant to be a private communication. You can directly message someone, but that's not the main use of Twitter. Twitter's main use is to be an open, broad source one. So that's where it works good for celebrities use it for like advertising, like, oh, these new headphones are great, or something like this, or sporting events. They'll list like the score of some previous game or any type of shopping deal. Like Target and Walmart and those places will say, hey, we have this great sale on shoes or clothes or something, and they'll make a short tweet about that to let people know. It's used great as a mass information system.
Lynette, how do you use it?
Most of mine is professional, like I'm friends with other teachers, well, not friends. I follow them. Shannon Miller, Van Meter, she has a lot of tech things that she puts on here. I get a lot of ideas from her. And Kemper, follow through Kemper. That's about all I do. If I'm at a basketball, football game, I might tweet out the score for those that aren't attending. I know like Jeff Blankman and
I follow Jeff Blankman in Kemper baseball, and that's it. And,
they get that.
Jeff Blankman's great.
Yeah.
All the updates and scores and news.
And you don't have to expect to keep up on every tweet that goes through, even if you're following several people. It's just a quick browse for information.
But it's always trying to get me, my daughter was to follow me, so it's always trying to get me to follow people who she follows and people who they follow, and it's always bringing up different people's accounts in front of me.
Is there a way that someone has to be given permission in order for them to follow you?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's on a slide coming up, guys, too.
Okay. How kids our age use it, in general, what I've noticed is they have time between classes. They'll pull it out, read 3 or 4 while they're walking to the next class, go on. And occasionally someone from Carroll or Kemper decides to say something that's a little bit, controversial. And what do we like to call them? Twitter wars?
It's a big thing in sports, especially.
So some will say, the school across the tracks is so much better. And then, and people have fun with that because it'll be the only thing people are talking about for a full day, and people are just trying to get on every period between every period and trying to get their word in on the fight. But generally, it's just to waste time between classes. Or
Making counts.
yes, that issue
That was an issue.
still is, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So once again, we shared this to everyone here. And if you didn't get it, let us know. There's a link on how to step-by-step get a Twitter account. You do have to be 13 years of age to get one.
I just want to do the security settings on it.
Okay.
We were talking about that. Well, probably a couple of years ago, Nancy, when it happened, probably, right? We set up our Twitter account, and then all of a sudden, we kind of people that were following us were getting strange tweets from us that we didn't do, and we figured it out that our account sort of was hacked. And so in the settings, there's a place there where it says protect my tweets under tweet privacy. That means that you have to give them permission before they can retweet or use my stuff. So or before they can follow you, I think that's what it is. You have to okay if they're gonna follow you. So I didn't have that checked. And and Ted Geringer, too, our principal at a grade school, uses Twitter a lot and tweets things out that kids are doing. He's the one, too, that told us about that, too, to go ahead and turn that on. And last year we did a Twitter tech lesson for the teachers, and we had them turn all that on, too, for themselves, too, to protect their tweets. And since we did that, I haven't had anybody hack my account for years, so.
Because that one was from Kenya or somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was odd.
really bizarre and no connection to any of the topics from the old.
There was a big Facebook hack a few years ago from China. It's just like a bunch of random passwords for this.
So that's where you'd go.
Now, if you mark the protect my tweets, can someone retweet what you tweeted out
Only if they're following you already.
if they're following?
And people can't see it unless you can.
You had to approve your followers.
And if you look, it says your tweets will not be available publicly. You have to accept the person before they'll be able to read, see, or anything else.
What about the ones, well, now I'm trying to think if it's Twitter or Facebook. Is there a setting where you can't retweet someone's? Or on Facebook, you can't reshare it if they have it posted?
I don't think so, but I haven't come
Because
across
I have,
anything.
well, Diane Beatty, she's got hers that she puts up there, and you can either like it or favor it, but you can't
You can't retweet
you
it?
can't do anything else with it. I'll show you something.
Yeah, please do. I'd like to see that. I don't know. Because she kind of set up her account when we all did too.
I can't remember if it's Twitter or Facebook, but
Okay.
it's on, I can look here.
Can you put the tweet back in your camera?
I didn't, but we can talk about that too. TweetDeck is something that I like. I have Twitter on my phone and my iPad, and so when I typically when I go to conferences, that's when I typically tweet something out that I'm learning about or whatever. So I usually use Twitter on either my phone or my iPad, but I also on my computer I have TweetDeck, which basically has fills the whole screen of different columns of the different hashtags or groups or things I'm following. You can go in and be in special feeds or groups like Island Tech Integration ones and things like that, I watch those professionals with their tweets and things. So I can see like 5 or 6 columns going at the same time. That way I can go switch between what I want to read and what I don't want to read. It's a nice way, because it's a lot. I mean, it's,
Well, it's more of a quick glance.
Yeah.
So you can minimize it, it's out of the way, then you pull it up and you can have a quick glance, tell if there's anything that caught your attention. And you don't have to flip through each one.
Right.
that type of- And that's why I like it, because I don't check mine that often.
Mhm.
So when I do, I just want to be able to spot check something and close it like that.
So then you add certain people to your tech deck and then you can see, or,
certain groups. It's for groups
okay.
or hashtags.
I mean, it could be a person, but generally,
It's a
I mean,
group usually.
it's usually a
It's
group
different
or a
hashtags.
hashtag, like when I'm at a workshop and I want to see what everybody's putting in there quickly, then I add them to a whole column, so it keeps moving them right down the line, and I don't really have to do anything other than open it, look, and close it, and move on, so.
One of the tech sessions we go to is like there's several sessions to choose from. So if someone else is, tweeting out resources from another one that I can't attend, that's really valuable to me then too. So we try to all do that same thing so that we all have this wealth of knowledge that we share. And then 140 characters, I must be really wordy, but I have a difficult time to get that in there every once in a while to get it smaller. But so I use things like Bitly or our GL just to shorten, like if I have a website or something, I'll shorten up the URL or whatever, so it has a few more characters and things like that. But yeah, I must get too wordy.
Does that 140 include your?
It's everything, every character, spaces, everything.
Long name.
Well,
Yeah.
you have to be very specific.
Yeah,
Use tinyurl.com.
Yeah,
You
tiny
put it in,
URL,
it'll
bitly,
Spit out
yeah.
a little URL
Good
like 10
GL.
characters long. You click on it, and it's like it'll send you to the same website. It's just doesn't take space.
Okay. At this point, we can move on to Instagram, Vine, or Snapchat.
Vine's probably, let's say Vine for last, that's not as popular as the other ones. Let's
I
make
think for Instagram.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe Instagram, let's keep going.
Instagram, it's a lot like Twitter, except instead of 140 characters, I think you actually are you limited on characters? I'm not sure. School blocks Instagram, so I'm gonna check it as often. But you get a bio. That's the same as Twitter. It's a little bit about you. I actually have my phone number and my Snapchat name in it, and my it's just about me, like sports I play and stuff like that. That one you're limited on characters. Tagging, it's called tagging. You use the @ sign, and it's same as Twitter, where you put it in front of a name or like a company's Twitter account, and they'll link it to them.
Can you
You
search
can-
for those?
Yeah, you can go to, I wanted to show you, but since the school blocks it, I can't pull it up on Apple.
Don't block things, don't put it to me.
No, it's blocked.
I know, but I don't block
Deal with Apple TV.
That'd be Mr. Schrock.
Apple TV's not going to work.
Well,
on
I'm
it.
trying to pull mine up, just give me a second.
So,
Okay.
on tagging, you can search. It'll say, I think you can choose to search for people or hashtags. And people will search for tagging, so you don't have to put the @ when you're searching or a hashtag when you're searching.
So do people typically use their name for their tag, or how would I find
I've
you?
seen a lot of people use their name. I think mine's Seth G and then a couple numbers.
Okay.
So I use my name, and then I always have numbers that I've always had with mine. But a lot of people put either their last name and then their first name, or they'll use what the school gives us, which is the first initial of our first name and their last name, like S. Galing, and then the year we graduated, so 16.
So does a picture of you come up so then I can know, oh yeah, that's.
It's a little circle. It's kind of hard to see, honestly, on like phones. But if you have an iPad, or because you can't click on it and it'll pull up the picture on that. But if you want to find somebody, it's not like Facebook where you can just search. You can go through pictures and see, hey, I know this person. You usually want to know what their profile picture is or their account name. Hashtags, just like Twitter, you can search for a hashtag and get connected to a bunch of people. Have a collage. There's a day of the week everybody does, like hashtag selfie Sunday, and then they'll post like a picture of them, and it's just a selfie, and they're like, hey, you take a picture, and then they'll post it, and you can go to hashtag selfie Sunday, and it'll pull up everybody on Instagram that doesn't have privacy settings, and it'll show you all of those. So you can just go through, and it'll show like, I think you can do most popular. If you go to navigation, there's like most popular in the United States, or most popular local, or just some random people that are near you that have posted something recently. Your feed is pictures people just posted. There's no like just captions or anything. It's picture and then a caption. Some people don't even have captions, but there's always a picture. So it's just a little square. It has to be a certain like resolution usually, but if you have a picture on your phone, it's usually going to work there.
These are people you're following, right?
Yep. You have to be following someone for it to be on your feed. You can't just go on your feed and it won't show random people you don't know. So you're not getting like some random person's pictures popping up on your phone. Followers is who's all following you. You can go to that. A lot of people try to like get as many followers as possible. You'll get more likes.
It's locked in our network. I've been seeing network issue for it to show.
That's what I said. It's
I'm on Instagram mainly because I have a 13-year-old daughter, so I don't do a lot of it myself, but I monitor what she does. So that's why I have it too.
So for you to monitor, or do you need to know her account name?
I am her, I follow her too, and that's when everything she posts comes up.
And you have to, she has to accept you to follow her?
Yeah, that was the deal before she got an account. That I have to be snoopy. So.
okay. Posts are that you're limited to a certain amount of characters, just like Twitter, I believe. Not positive if you're actually limited, because I've seen some big. It'll take up my screen sometimes. And then it's a picture. And if you click on the picture, it'll come up with names, and it has a facial thing like Facebook where it'll tell you, put a little box around faces, and it'll ask you, who is this? And you can write it in, and it'll notify all of them that you just posted a picture of them. Following is who you're following. It's you can block people on there. You can unfollow them from there. It's just who's all going to show up on your feed.
But they know.
That they know you're following them.
Right. But
You can't like stalk someone.
Right.
Facebook.
Like today I have 70 followers. Tomorrow I only have 68. I can go through and see.
If you
on there.
memorized
Yeah.
all 70 of them the night before, and then you realized Jenny just unfollowed me. Excuse me. Then yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I get a bunch of my little brother's friends following me, and usually I make it so they have to ask me to follow them, and it'll put a little check mark on the bar or an X, and I'll click X on most of them. And then it'll tell them that you didn't let them follow them, kind of. It won't like pop up on their screen, but it won't like it'll say pending until you either accept or decline.
One thing I like too is she's very good, but like Elizabeth is on here, but then all of her friends and things, their names come up, and I see exactly what they're typing too and what they're saying, and I see everything that she's putting out there too. So that is like Facebook in some ways too. It makes me feel a little more comfortable because it's like your name, your picture with what you're posting, instead of like, which we're going to get to like Snapchat and things too. But keeping that all in mind, Twitter, Instagram, all of these things, you can go in and create dummy accounts and put whatever you want on there. We talked about with the students doing that here at our school. So, and same thing with Instagram and some other things too, inappropriate pictures, bullying, all kinds of stuff. So again, it's teaching kids that, these things are there for you, but there are age limits that of all of these. And Instagram's another one, it's 13 and older too, that they can get in and use these. But again, I think if the more that we know as parents, the better, and to get on and just to follow. Like I said, I don't use Instagram other than just to do my Elizabeth. So she loves me for it too. Maybe not, but she does.
And it provides a lot of situations to teach etiquette.
Absolutely.
Because they really need to be reminded again and again and again.
Yeah, they do. Because they hear it from us, but to apply it to what they're doing, that's where we're missing somewhere. We gotta keep working towards that.
And no matter what you have set on it, privacy wise, like certain people can't view your account, but if you post on somebody else's account, if they're allowed to see the person you posted on account, they can see what you typed on it. So that's like commenting. If you comment on somebody else's picture, anybody that's following them, they can see it. It's not your followers. How kids use it, they'll share pictures daily. Again, they have that selfie Sunday and throwback Thursday, which and flashback Friday and whatever Saturday is. Direct messaging, it's like kind of like Snapchat, as in you send them a picture, except it doesn't go full screen and they can see it as long as they want. it's not going to go away. It's like posting to your feed, except only the people you select can look at it. So there's that, because they don't have an actual messaging system in Instagram. You have to send a picture with it. Daily theme pictures, that's what I set up. So, and stalking people. Signing up and signing in, it's really easy actually, because like if I signed out of mine on my phone and then I opened it back up, the app, it'll ask me sign in or sign up. You click one of the two, sign in. I think you put either your username or your email address to sign in, and then you have a password. Sign up. You need email, date of birth, I think, which is private. None of the settings you put to sign up are shown. You can put them in your bio if you want them shown. So it'll ask you your date of birth, and it'll ask you for an email address and a username, which is your @ something, and a password. And that's how you'll log in, although mine automatically logs in every time I go in. So I don't click login. Pretty straightforward there. Once you do sign up, if you're not following anybody because you just signed up, it'll like spit out a bunch of suggestions the second you get on. And it'll be like, do you know these people? And you'll be like, yeah, I do. Or no, who's you? Settings. If you go to settings, you go to your person. It's on the bottom right. I wanted to show you, but I really can't. But if I open up Instagram, which is up here, I'll go people here, and up here there's a little cog, like a gear. You click on it and it'll have options. There's support, which you can basically complain to Instagram, like, hey, something's wrong. Or you can read through their terms of condition, which is basically stating that if somebody's bullying you online, they can't be held responsible and stuff like that. Share settings, that's where you go for your privacy, who can see whatever you share. Push notification settings is if you're on an iPhone. Does anybody have iPhones? Like, yeah, it's the best. At your lock screen, it'll come up with little notifications saying if something happened about you. It's not like Facebook right now where they're telling me that somebody posted a picture that I haven't talked to for 3 years. So it'll tell you somebody's trying to follow you, or somebody posted a picture of you. That's it. Or somebody likes your picture. It does tell you that, actually. So that's just, you can turn those on and off. Save original photos. That's in the app. If I go here, there's this little Instagram thing. It's a square. You really can't see it, but it looks like that, except it's not colorful or anything. It's just the square and the circle in the middle. You can click on that, and it comes up to this, and you can take a picture. Or you can click bottom left corner, and you can pick a picture that's already been taken. Well, if you have save original photos on, you take a picture, it'll automatically save it to your gallery, so you don't have to like save it there. If you take a picture using it, you get to keep it. Most pictures on Instagram you see though will have already been taken. You go from gallery. Sound, that's like if you're on it and like clicking around, I don't have that on ever. And preload is, it just makes it faster if you have it on. Mine's always on. It makes it so if you're scrolling down your Instagram feed, in front of it, everything will start loading. So it's usually loaded by the time I get to that picture, so I can just keep scrolling.
However, if you have an iPhone, or actually a smartphone, and you're not in a wireless network and you have that on, it will eat your data. You will run out of it almost instantaneously, right?
Well, it only goes up to like 5 in front of it.
Okay.
4 or 5.
But it might cut
It
it
takes it up on.
because it starts like it says, it starts loading stuff ahead of time. Even I think particularly even when you're not on Instagram, So if your phone's sitting there and you pick it up, it's sitting there, it's on posted in picture, they'll start loading it onto your phone before you've opened the app and start viewing it. So it just loads it ahead of time so that you don't have to wait for it to load later.
This and Twitter, or not Twitter, this and Snapchat are like the big thing right now because they're so like simple. It's like really simplicity right now because it is. It's a lot simpler to get into because there's only 6 buttons in the entire thing, unless you want to like delve deep. Create a post. I kind of went through that. The little icons at the bottom, you click on it. As soon as you figure out which picture you want to use, you either get one from your gallery or you take a picture. They'll ask you if you want to put a filter on it. People always put filters on pictures. Like you can make it black and white or like certain color tones or just stuff like that. Once you picked your filter, you click next. You can tag it by clicking tag people, and then it does the whole facial recognition thing where you put who's there, add the caption, which is what it is, like you put your hashtags and stuff in there. You can name the location, you don't have to. You don't have to do a caption or tag it either. All of these are like you don't have to. It's just helps. If you tag a location, people can also like go to that location on Instagram and see all pictures that people have tagged there. So like you can see anybody that's been there in the past week or something.
And Instagram, it's an app for Android or iPhones, but isn't it also a website too?
It's probably got a website.
Yeah.
Never been to it.
Yeah.
I had
Mostly
assume it does.
kids are going to these through their smartphones or like their iPhone and stuff. So like Instagram, that's going to be on Snapchat and Vine. Those are all more apps that kids are using.
Yeah.
And I think Facebook did buy Instagram. And so this
Yes.
is something where you can take those photos and put them on Facebook too if you want.
Yeah, it lets you share just about everything.
So you can share it to Instagram, but then you can also share it to other places. You can either probably text that image to someone, email it, post it to Facebook, or put it to other places.
Yeah, there's like Twitter, this is Instagram. Twitter and Facebook. There's a few different ones on there. Foursquare, maybe LinkedIn, and I don't remember the other one. And then there's one that has a bunch of like Chinese lettering. I don't know what it does. Then you click the share button and it goes off into the world. Also, there's little apps you can get for Instagram. Like since it's all pictures, like I have one called Pic Collage, and if you want, you can take a bunch of different pictures and you put them in there, and it'll like collage it into a picture for you. It's like if you're doing a specific like someone special Sunday, you can like put a bunch of pictures of them, and it'll put it into one picture for you.
All right, on to Snapchat.
Before we move on, any questions or any comments that you wanted to make on?
Are you able to delete Instagram pictures too?
Yeah.
Like, do I want to do that?
Yeah, you click on put it out there. Nobody else is going to put it out there unless they have the actual picture, or they take a screen capture of it and crop it or something. So.
All right. Any last questions on Instagram? All right. How many of you know what Snapchat is? All right. So Snapchat is kind of like Instagram, where you take pictures and you can send it to people, but it's not meant to be permanent. You set a time limit on these pictures, lasting anywhere from 1 to 10 seconds. And so it is meant to be, oh, here's a quick picture of something funny, but not really important, and you want to send it to a friend. So you take the picture and you can send it off, and then the person can look at it for however long you set it. I usually set it for 10 seconds. And then after that, that picture is gone. There's no recovering it. It's supposed to be gone forever. And so it allows kids to share photos easily. No hassle of trying to text it to a person, so you don't need to try to add it to a text message or to an email to send a person a photo that maybe is not of the highest importance. And they delete after certain times, but these can be used negatively too. Sending provocative pictures, or you can draw on the photos or add captions to them. And depending on what it is, that you can put that in a mean way. I know it hasn't been used kindly in school here. Kids will take pictures of a teacher and add stuff to it and just not show the teacher in the brightest side there. It's just, it can be used negatively, and that's part of the reason it needs to be controlled. Is it's too easy to send that picture out and then have it be gone, and you're kind of out of evidence. But
However, people can screenshot their message. You will get a message. On iPhones, you hit the top button and the bottom button, and it'll take a picture of the screen. The other person will get a notification of it. However,
there are apps out there that
there's tons of third-party apps that allow you to log into your account and save any picture that's been sent to you, because it doesn't view it the normal way. It'll just upload the file, and then you're gonna have to pay the currency of that app to view it, but it'll save it, and the other person will have no idea
We
that you
had
did it.
in fourth and fifth grade for the last 2 years in a row, we've had some serious bullying situations going on with Snapchat. And this is also one of those apps where it's 13 and older, so technically those kids shouldn't even have the app to start with. That helps a lot with kids using these apps and things appropriately if we mind the age limits. And Vine, we'll kind of just touch on Vine a little bit, but that one's 17 and older too. That has a lot of inappropriate things on, and a lot of kids have it. Young kids, like 3rd grade, 2nd grade. And they're just not mature enough to use it yet. And again, you know, I have a son and a daughter, and definitely my daughter is a lot more mature than my son is. So, I mean, you have to kind of look at that too, but not just chronologically, but are they mature? Can they handle it? You know, that kind of thing too. So, I mean, a lot of kids will think that they have to have this. There's pressure socially to have these apps. And yeah, I've heard kids going behind parents' backs and creating accounts if parents have said no, get on a friend's device or phone, and they log into their account and they have it. So there's things like that you kind of have to be aware of. So I would talk to your kids too, especially, like I said, anywhere in that grade range between 4th and 5th and junior high especially. Talk to them about, you know, these certain apps and things, because there's a ton of pressure for them to have them, and so much so that they may choose to do some, you know, inappropriate things or things behind your back just so that they can have them if you told them no, they can't. And the thing about Snapchat that I don't like too as a parent, and a reason why Elizabeth doesn't have it anymore, is because, like I said, it's, you know, whoever sends something, then it's gone. She did get a couple pictures of Snapchats that were mean or kind of derogatory, and there's nothing I can do about it because it's gone. She didn't save it. So my action as a parent was then, okay, I'm going to take something that can be potentially dangerous away then. So you're not going to have Snapchat. So she has Facebook and Instagram more, where the picture, and I know who's, you know, the picture and the name is there and it stays there. So we can kind of see and track that. But that's kind of how I handled it. I have Snapchat. I don't use it very much. My biggest problem too, like if someone sends me something funny back, and they do now have messaging, so you can message something back. But before that, I was like, okay, my shoe, very funny, you know, or something like that. I didn't know what to take a picture of to send back to them, just to leave a comment. But now there's comment and stuff now that you can send back. And it is kind of nice too. Like if I do have friends like in Las Vegas and Phoenix and stuff, and they'll send me pictures and stuff. So that's kind of nice to get stuff like that. But and typically they're just kind of silly photos anyway. But for the younger kids, it's just too easy to make bad choices with this app. So this is not my favorite.
And you can also send little short video clips too.
Right.
They're not very good quality videos, but they're short videos. And so catch your buddy doing some stupid thing, and then you can send it out to all of your friends. Or there's something called your story, which is kind of like adding it to your feed on Instagram or posting it.
Except it goes away in 24 hours.
Yes, it goes away in 24 hours. And so that's where anyone who you are friends with, or depending on your settings, can see the stuff you've posted in that 24 hours. So say you're going on a vacation trip, and you, instead of sending that picture and having to go through and check everyone you want to send it to, you can just add it to your story, and then they can go and look at it whenever they want. And so creating an account, username, password, email address. You can add friends and family. Snapchat, if you let it, will look through your phone numbers. And if other people have tied their phone number to their Snapchat, it'll recognize it and say, hey, here's a person you have on a contact list. Would you like to add them to your Snapchat? And so that lets you do that, and through email addresses. And in the presentation, there's a link just kind of going through how to set up a Snapchat and basic how-tos on it. Settings, again, there are, this is the settings tab here, so you can manage services, kind of like Instagram. There are a few filters, but then you can also add, like the Weather Channel has one, so it'll say like, oh, 10 degrees outside, and you can just put it on top of your picture. Or like how fast you're traveling. If you're riding in a car, or say you're traveling at like 55 miles an hour. There are just some neat ones like that. And then under privacy, here's your big one, is who you receive Snapchat snaps from and who your stories are shared to. And so who you receive from, if that's left to anyone, there are accounts out there where they just take anyone's email address. They just, I think, run through them and send out bad Snapchats, provocative. And so you'll be sitting there and you'll randomly get a Snapchat that has nothing to do with anyone else, but it's not an appropriate Snapchat. And so that's something to check right there, is who you receive snaps from. And as for friends, I have my friends set to where they'll add me as a friend, but I have to accept it to see them. And looking through my friends list, there are some of them that are people I have no idea who they are and do not seem very appropriate, but they tried sending me a Snapchat, and because I don't accept them, they can't get to it. And same with who sees your story. And so when you post a photo to your story, that's anyone I have it set to my friends. You can set it to like just yourself, just to certain people, or again to everyone. And so, yeah, then you can set notifications, like if your phone makes a noise or vibrates to let you know if you have a Snapchat. And then you're able to block people too. So if there is someone who is kind of harassing you, you're able to unfriend that person and block them from sending you Snapchats. And so here are some, here's the friends page. And so these are friends who have sent requests and I've added. If there was someone in here, the box would be unchecked and it would ask for, I would have to check it if I wanted them to be my friend. Otherwise, you can kind of slide over and click X and it'll delete it. And then clicking over here brings you to this one. And this is where it'll look through your contacts on your phone and try to find people you might know already. And so general navigation of Snapchat is there's 4 pages that you slide in between. And so your main one is the camera. That's where you take the picture. There's just a white dot, so you click it like a normal camera to take the picture or hold it, and it'll start taking a video. But then swiping left and right will bring you to different places. So all the way over to the right is where the friends was. Then next one over was your stories, where people see. To the left of that is your camera, and then one more left is your conversations or Snapchats you've been having with other people. And so, yeah, here's your, just taking a random picture. So there's your button to take the picture. And so clicking here, our snap brings you over to here, or you can slide over. And these are all people you've had Snapchats with already. And sliding over to the right is kind of your stories. And so this is where people post stuff for anyone to see. And you'll get all of your contacts if you scroll down. And then one more brings you over to the friends list shown before. And so taking a Snapchat is as simple as clicking the white button to take the picture or holding to take a video. You can click up here to use your front camera if you want to take a selfie or get a group of people in there. You can add flash depending on night. And then after you take a picture, you can slide left and right, and it'll add filters to it. You can click up, it's kind of covered by here, but you can click up there and make a pen, so you're able to like draw on the picture with different colors. Some people draw like, say, a dinosaur or something to make a funny picture. They'll have someone reacting, and then they'll draw a dinosaur in. And then you can just tap anywhere on it, and you can add a caption. It doesn't have to be like that. You can add in big bold letters too, but it's just a way for people to quickly send a quick Snapchat of something. So I know, like, say you make a trip to Des Moines and you want to like take a picture with a mannequin in a store. It's an easy way for friends to take a picture and send it out to people. And it doesn't have to. People don't have to save that picture. It's like, oh, that's funny, or see what they're up to. I don't really. I have a friend, and we just kind of use it for conversation instead of texting. We just kind of sit here and Snapchat back and forth, and don't really get much out of it, but it's just constant communication with another person. I think that's it. Any other questions on Snapchat here?
We're getting kind of close on time. Do we want to go through Vine quickly, or do we want to skip that and go?
I can explain this very, very
Okay.
quickly. There's not a whole lot to it.
The big thing about this one too is remember that this is 17 and older, and this has to do with video.
Okay. To put into perspective real quick, it's owned by Twitter. It was released just this year. It's very similar to Instagram, so if it's owned by Twitter and it's similar to Instagram, that kind of puts it in perspective. You're only allowed to post 6-second videos, period. When this was originally released, it was for 12 plus. However, as the app developed, they realized there was a lot of adult material, so it had to be moved up to 17 plus, and that's why it's at that point now, is because the amount of people using it to post adult material. How kids use it, to post funny, short, self-made videos for entertainment, and a procrastination tool from what I've seen, heard. It's, oh, I don't want to do this, and they'll scroll through their feed and laugh at what they've subscribed to. Just like every other social media, you subscribe to certain accounts, and they show up on your feed. To create an account, there's really no reason to create an account for this. It's not used by anyone for any professional means. It's just for entertainment purposes, and that's pretty much it. Procrastination tool. Settings, if you do decide to post, it shows you who posts. You can share it to Facebook and Twitter. And it does kind of have a privacy setting where if you do come across something that's a bit questionable, it'll be a sensitive post. However, this does not prevent the material from being shown. You just have to tap it, and then it will play, not just play automatically like everything else does. Creating a video, all you do is you hold your finger on the screen, and while you're doing that, I'll take a video, and you can do that as many times as you want, up to 6 seconds, and there's no editing tools. Okay.
Oh, that was good.
Well, let me plug into Chromecast here, but it's a 6-second video that just loops constantly. And so they'll,
So it goes over and over.
it just over and over, the same thing. Let's wait for it to pull up here. So here, there's just a little vine of a puppy. And so it's just the same 6-second video looping over and over again. And so people will do kind of funny things. They'll have short little witty comments. Art, let's try comedy. I'm not quite sure what's, and from the look of it here is you don't have to have an account to get on. And so it's open to public for anyone to. It's just short little videos that are.
You just never know what you're going to come across. That's why it's one of those things that, again, 17 or older. But we have lots of kids that have it already that are pretty young. I know, some friends of ours, their daughter has it, and she's in 3rd grade. So things like that concern me. All right, let's quickly move on to some Christmas buyer's guide.
This is your alley.
Okay. Woo. Still casting that same exact page. Whoops.
Okay, what we tried to do was give you some information about the things that the school recommended this summer when we started to talk about BYOD. These are some generic settings for Chromebooks. Chromebook, if you haven't seen one, this is an Acer Chromebook. We also have Samsung and Aussie, I believe. And when you open it up, it automatically launches. So it's very quick and easy to utilize. It does not store programs, so it's basically for internet use. You can get internet anywhere.
Your internet, your Chrome or Internet Explorer, that's all it is. You can't run Microsoft Word on it. It's basically an internet browser and that's it. So anything you would do on the internet, if you use Google services online, then it's great. They're cheap. They're usually a couple $100.
250 to 300, somewhere around
I
there.
mean, they're cheap. They're usually they're very light, have great battery life. But
They use
yes,
pretty heavily at St. Lawrence Center too.
However, if you're gonna get one, get a case, because if you hold the screen too tight while carrying it, it will break the screen.
These Acers are a little bit thicker than the
Okay.
Samsungs we have. Yeah, the
I just
Samsungs
saw
are
a
very, they're very,
This.
the
Yes.
actual,
Yeah.
Oh.
I made them a lot. Even the Samsung, I think, made it a little more heavier duty to the newer ones out because the screens were so flimsy. Because they could grab it and it'll.
And it's built to be repaired by anyone. I mean, like one of the schools we visited that used Chromebooks throughout, the guys got so that they could replace it in less than a minute or a minute and a half, something like that, to put a new screen in. So it's not, I mean, for someone to fix it, it's not, extremely expensive or that type of thing. But it's built to be fixed.
It's a tech coordinator's dream too because they can reset it in a matter of minutes too.
My brother had one of the Samsung ones that you guys were saying weren't that durable. He's dropped it. He's chipped a chunk of the plastic out of it and kind of broken it, but the screen still works on it. I guess he's gotten lucky, but if you break it, it's not like they're hard to replace because since you use your Google account, if you through like Gmail or all the Google services, you can break this one, pick up a new one, sign into your account, and everything's there. It's nothing is really saved on this. It's all saved on the internet. So to use it to its full potential, you really do need an internet connection. You can use it without one, but it's meant to be used with one. And so in the library, the real big deal was kids during study hall, instead of having to fire up a normal laptop that takes 5 minutes to get going, they can jump on one of these and just get on the internet quickly.
And it does have USB drives, so you can save on external drives. So it is that way, and you can also, I think now they've got a more expensive version that does have a small hard drive for some storage. But anyway, and this is in the presentation. I just put the basic information up from Computer Concepts, just so you had a quick link of someone that sells them. They're out there. You can use Amazon. Because that's where I purchased mine, was through Amazon, because then I can make selections. There's all kinds of them out there. But this gives you some just basic information about the types of settings or the type of specs. Okay, these are the laptops that Computer Concept has right now. This Dell is the one that we currently purchased this summer for the high school. The one that we use at upstairs in the 4th and 5th grade is very similar. Well, in fact, we replaced those two up there, I guess. But we have another set of HPs that are very similar. This one just has a little more durable case, the edges, and also the hinge. The biggest thing about laptops, I think, is the hinge, because the one that I guess is in my other room, but it just has hinges like this, one in each corner, and so that puts a lot of pressure, where that one has a whole bar, and so, because you're going to open it up a lot and close it a lot, so that was one of the pluses.
Keyboard on this one too, it's waterproof.
Yeah. And you want to feel a keyboard on a laptop too, because the spacing, even though it looks similar, the spacing can be off, and that makes it a little less conducive. These are just generic. Anymore, they don't really make a laptop that the normal high school student or adult needs anything bigger or better. So it's kind of up to you what you put in there, because these are just generic settings. If you're a big gamer or doing a lot of 3D drafting and drawing, that type of thing, then you have to worry about the specs, but most generic ones anymore. We suggest Windows 7 or Windows 8, the newer, the 8.1, not the older Windows.
And Windows 8 can be upgraded to 8.1.
Okay. And these all have hard drives, so they can use the Office that the students can download for free, as long as they're a student at Kemper. So they have the whole suite. They can use cloud printing on any one of these through our Google accounts. But we just thought this would give you kind of an idea of some of the specs, so you have some idea what you're looking for or might be looking for.
Or you can splurge and get one
Yeah, Joy has a.
that's my parents' splurge, and so I got a really nice one. It's touchscreen, then it also bends all the way back and becomes a tablet. So I had them spend a little bit more, but this will for sure hold up if you.
Thinking in terms of future, right?
Mhm.
College.
And they announced a newer version of this yet that's thinner and lighter still. Granted, they are a little bit more pricey.
How much
so.
was that about?
That was 900, and that's also a refurbished one too. It retails for more.
These links up here, we added these collectively. The one I want to talk about, there's a couple of them I want to talk about before you take off. I'm a huge Christmas shopper online coupon kind of girl. So slickdeals.net and the next one, BFAD, that's blackfridayAds.com.net. Black Friday ads, that second one down, third one down, it sends me emails of the Black Friday ads before they come out. I've seen the Walmart, the Kmart, the Target already. And just to let you know, too, Walmart has, for instance, a laptop for $159 on Black Friday. I talked to Bill and he said whatever's on here is fine, it's good enough. They also have one for $249. They have one for $199. $349 is a touchscreen. $199 is a touchscreen. So there's plenty of laptops that are going to be out there. So if you want to fight everybody off and die for your laptop,
Black Friday ads are actually out on all those websites already. They're
Yes.
on Walmart, Kmart, and.
Yes.
Yep.
So that third one down, and also Slick Deals is also amazing for those kinds of things. They let you know already. Black Friday guys are out. I know I've only gone to the Walmart once or twice I can think of, but I'm heading to Sears because I can get a refrigerator I much needed for $300, and I have a $100 off coupon. So man, I'm getting a refrigerator for $300. So that's where I'm going to be Black Friday. So if you're out at Sears, I'll see you, and I'm getting the refrigerator for you. Yeah, and this was other ones that we just added some fun things to. Google Glass is something that the boys experienced at the iTech conference when I took them. Leslie Fisher is a world-renowned speaker for technology tools and gadgets. I encourage the boys to go to her session. I've seen her every time I've gone there every year. And I said, go sit in the front and ask her if you can test out the Google Glass. And she let them all test it out. We even got some cool pictures. Did it not get up on this thing? Anyway, we got some cool pictures of the guys with Google Glass.
Yeah.
But this is what Google Glass, if you're not familiar, this is kind of a geek toy. They're glasses that have a little chip there. Explain what it is, boys. You know better than me.
It's a prism. So it's not in front of your eye. It's kind of up in the top right-hand corner. What it is a see-through chunk of glass, and it's when it's on, a screen kind of shows up there. And so it can give you notifications off your phone, or to let you know if you have a text, or people use it for if you're like biking or running, you can, or in the car, they don't like in the car though, you can use it for navigation. So it'll give you turn-by-turn directions where you're going. Then you can take pictures with it too.
I just can't do it that way.
It's basically letting you know what's going on in your phone up here. And then you can also use it to ask questions. And so you can say, okay, Glass, like, what type of cheese? She gave an example of
This is the last piece.
that's kind of what it looks like. From
Okay, Glass, record a video.
kind of sitting up there, it's not in front of what we're looking at. It's just up in the
Sit,
top
we're
right.
on in 2 minutes.
Okay, Glass, hang out with the Flying Club. Google photos of tiger heads.
Here they
You ready? You ready?
Right there. Okay, Glass, take a picture.
That is awesome.
Okay, Glass, record a video.
This bridge, first exit. Cool. Very delicious and Thai. Alright.
Google jellyfish.
Let's see.
It's beautiful.
It shows you where technology's headed.
However, there's already people having fun with it. They made an app that if you run often, zombies will run at you and you'll hear gunshots and stuff. So
You can get that on
Motivating to
your
keep
phone.
running.
There's like, it's run zombies.
Yeah.
It's
the person told the story. Like, you already look weird as a tourist in New York with Google Glass, but then you suddenly start ducking and looking around because you're getting gunshots and everyone's looking at you like, are you crazy?
There are other, particularly a big up and coming one is smartwatches. So Michael, he doesn't have it. I don't think you have it on right now. But he has a fitness tracker that can connect to his phone. Or Google made one, a smartwatch. It some of them have more screens on them that again are an extension of your phone. They're not there. Some are trying to
Apple's gonna
replace
have
it.
one in January.
Apple, but it's starting at $400.
Yes, but it is
Okay.
Apple.
Yeah, they reset the
But Google has one too, and I actually plan on getting one. I actually want to get one for the rest of this that
because they have
next to my phone. So text messages and emails and stuff will show up on it.
so
It has a microphone, so you're able to respond through it
just as
just
a watch.
Usability is kind of not out there yet, but a lot of them are also fitness trackers, so they're supposed to count your steps, track your heart rate,
Yeah.
just kind of supposed to help coach you and be more active.
Black Friday apps too. I
think
it's
it's
like
what
60
this
days
thing
in
is called?
Fitbit, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's on sale at Walmart for like $79.
Yeah, that's like this one too.
Fitbit, that's the Force version, which actually is screen. There's cheaper ones where it's just dots and it'll tell you the battery. And you have to look at your smartphone, which is
That one, I don't think it
information.
does, it's just
I
watch,
particularly
it'll
use
tell
that
you
one.
how much.
It comes with really
My-
nice software.
There are
that
some
track
like Apple's coming out.
calorie
with my
intake, which is how the output. It tracks your sleep really well too.
So pretty soon.
You can see how
Actually, you can
affects
sign
your
up for
sleep.
betas already where
Just about anything fitness related.
coming
It's a
out,
really good job.
but before it comes out, you're allowed to buy it, test it, all you have to do is send a review about it, but you can really, you start that buy it
Yeah.
actually, but,
There are kind of two categories that fall into. There's fitness trackers, which are kind of like that, which are kind of limited to that. They are meant to track your fitness and steps and stuff. And then there are ones that are you consider more smartwatch that usually have a color screen on it of some type. That will get, Michael, I think will get a week or two of battery life out of that. The ones with the screens are usually limited to like a day or two. But if you charge your smartphone every night, it depends.
But he doesn't have to wear any, like, you know, how calendar or something like that.
No, you don't.
It's
No,
just that.
It's all right there. You can set up programs and everything for number of steps, walking, your, you have to keep track of all
There's
that.
others
Your
that
your calories and, your diet and all that stuff, so that's not coming out yet.
Some are better than others. Website CNET, CNET, they're a great website. They review everything. That's a good place to go if you're looking at one, just to see if they reviewed it and what they think of it.
I'm gonna send you all, like a little evaluation, I'll email it out to you. And if I didn't get your email, send one to me. Again, my email is mjtrent@camper.org. So, thanks again for coming, and, boys, thank you again for